After a 1-0 defeat to Southampton, manager Dean Smith was sacked by his club Aston Villa and many questioned who would take his place. There is no question that Villa is facing a lot of problems currently, and so when the club announced that Liverpool legend Steven Gerrard would be making a move from managing Rangers to taking on the mid-table team, many questioned how he would correct Villa's path. To get started, what are the problems currently facing Aston Villa? Villa's first big hit came after the Euros, when Manchester City swooped up attacking player Jack Grealish for a hefty sum of roughly £100 million. This meant Villa would be without their star player heading into the 21-22 season. Skipping forward to the current international break, Villa are 16th in the table, and despite their new signing in goalkeeper Emiliano Martinez, they have conceded the third most goals in the league, causing fingers to be pointed at the defence. With this bad track record for the first part of the season and the prior mentioned loss of Jack Grealish, Villa players have been left with a lack of confidence which is constantly reflected through their games. Their two best players, Martinez and Mings, are undeniably off form, along with Douglas Luiz providing subpar performances. Luiz is very much needed in the holding midfield alongside Nakamba, as he provides the passing power that the dynamic Nakamba can't offer. The large sum of Aston Villa's defensive problems can be summed up by this excerpt from The Guardian. The softness of Villa's central midfield contributed to the nervousness of their defence, and the brittleness of the defence seemed to make Villa's midfield and forwards wary about pressuring opponents too high. Their pressing became haphazard and they were not solid when they sat deep. So what is good at Aston Villa? The best part of the club is definitely the youth. With a decent chunk of money being invested into the youngsters, they managed to win the FA Youth Cup last year and have been performing very well. Apart from this, the only other major upside is a large amount of cash brought in by the sale of Grealish. How can Gerrard solve these problems? When Villa's CEO Christian Purslow announced Gerrard's appointment as manager, he mentioned that the former Liverpool player had been in charge of the Scousers under-18 club for a period of time. This can only mean good things when it comes to how Gerrard will go about with the youth teams of Aston Villa. While most big-name managers such as Jurgen Klopp and Antonio Conte have very well-known styles that they use, Gerrard's common trend is much more in the motivation of the locker room. Many reports say that whilst at Scottish club Rangers, the Scouts greatly increased the standards expected from the players, and he even managed to lead them to a Scottish League title after rival Celtic had a disappointing season. A sharp raising of standards and influx of motivation and confidence is what is needed in the Birmingham club, and would be the first step in correcting all that has gone wrong. At the end of Gerrard's run at Rangers, he was often using a 4-2-3-1 formation, or something thereabouts, which is very similar to what Dean Smith's team were doing prior to his sacking. With this in mind, it seems like the most obvious changes will be taking place off the pitch, in the form of motivation and confidence boosters, which should have great effects over the rest of the season, although this doesn't mean that we can't see some possible major changes in terms of formation and players used. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe so you can stay up to date with the latest football breakdowns.